He was writing this song as he was walking down the fence.
Yeah. It's true.
And you know, so listen carefully, you know how wonderful that will be. It is literally being written as it goes on. He hasn't written the end yet, he'll write the end on the way.
I've got to cheat by looking at the lyrics, this is so new. I don't know if you've heard the story about the Weiss family over on the West Coast. 3 fellas, brothers, Frank, Bobby and Kenny. And there was a sister, Penny Weiss, but she used to look up to her big brothers and call them the 3 Weiss men. Well, the Weiss men decided, because they'd heard about this rumour of these stars in the east, so they thought they'd go and investigate, because it was December. It's time to go to the east and find out about these stars in the east. So but Bobby, who had a bit of a stammer, he was a bit worried, but he said, well, why don't we take the Mercedes? And Frank, he wanted to take the whole... Frank incensed, he was. He was incensed. Now Penny called out as they all hopped into the Mercedes. She says, don't forget the gold card, in case you want to go to the movies. So they started driving to Adelaide. The country boys, of course, so they all smoked. So they're on camels all the way to Adelaide. They found themselves at Stepney. It was a Monday night. They heard this noise coming from the back of a big tall building, pulled up the car, walked down the driveway, and there was a stable. Crowds of people all around the stable. Mad dogs running everywhere. And there was one of the dogs was pregnant. This mangy old dog was pregnant. And Bobby says, hey fellas, look, there's a baby in the mangy dog. It's the closest I can get. So they got closer, and there, in the stable, were the stars. Well, there were stars in the stable, singing those Christmas songs. Well, there were stars in the stable, singing those Christmas songs. Possums on the roof, hanging on every line, 'cause there were stars in the stable at Christmas time. Well, there was Hank, there was Stretch, there was Spurs and Stony Broke, Commie Trash and Baby Trash, Sailbad and Johnny Bone, Dingo and Django, the Milkman, the Declines, Curly and Kahiwa, and Alco Pops was flying, of course. Rosie Big Red and Mr. Bus were waiting for a sign when there were stars in the stable at Christmas time. Well, there were stars in the stable, singing those Christmas songs. Yes, there were stars in the stable, singing those Christmas songs. Possums on the roof, hanging on every rhyme, 'cause there were stars in the stable at Christmas time. Duo Denim, the New Zeekers, Katie Kitchen, Eucalyptus, Randy Owen, Ryman Simon, Cactus and the Splinters, Billy Boyle, and another thing, the 3 Satsuma Sisters, Feathers and Miss Allie, of course. The Chook Magnets were getting blisters. Rufus Goods, Ricochet, Dick's Fiddlin' Fingers Flying, when there were stars in the stable at Christmas time. 'Cause there were stars, too many words, in the stable. Clap along, singing those Christmas songs. Yes, there were stars in the stable, singing those Christmas songs. Possums on the roof, dancing in a line, when there were stars in the stable at Christmas time. Dixie Dale, Tin Pan Alley, Steak Diane, followed by Sauvé. The Uncles and the Meads, Dusty and Leroy coming your way. Wizards of Oz, Pocahontas, throw Nickelodeon a dime. Petal, Polly and Mountain Man, Crackers and Lily Devine. Grace Anatomy and Colonoscopy coming up behind. Well, there were stars in the shadow at Christmas time. Well, there were stars in the shadow stable, singing those Christmas songs. Here they come. Well, there were stars in the stable, singing those Christmas songs. Possums on the roof, all dancing in line. Well, there were stars in the shadow at Christmas. And again, well, there were stars in the stable, singing those Christmas songs. Yeah, yeah. Well, there were stars in the stable, singing those Christmas songs. Possums on the roof all dancing in line when there were stars in the stable at Christmas time. Yeah! Hey! Great, great, great! Out of nowhere.